People would have laughed at you if you had told them a decade ago that you could earn money by selling virtual fashion. The internet has made it easier than ever to earn just about anything you want. So with all this content and information available, how did you know which ones to earn from and which ones actually work? Luckily for you, Nugget Lover, for today's video, we will be talking about how to make money by selling your virtual fashion. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing courses, the second and possibly more important step is taking action even if it's an imperfect action. Virtual clothing is selling for big bucks in a trend that's likely to accelerate, one of our mentors says. At a recent auction, a combination sale including a jeweled physical crown coupled with a digital non-fungible token version sold for more than $1 million. Meanwhile, custom-made digital wearable Dolce & Gabbana jackets attracted more than $300,000 bids in the digital currency Ethereum. It's part of the growing interest in NFTs, a record of digital item confirmed by a blockchain platform. Virtual clothing is not real and cannot be worn. One of our mentors, a professor of finance and business economics, and an expert on alternative investments at Fordham University, told us in an email interview. It can, however, be shown in virtual fashion shows and displayed on websites or venues. Hence, it has usage cases and value. Italian fashion brand Dolce & Gabbana recently completed its first NFT collectibles auction and brought in about $6 million. In some cases, bidders won physical pieces of apparel or jewelry, as well as the digital version. While digital clothing has been around for a decade, it wasn't viable as an investment until blockchain technology provided provable provenance and ownership. Now that NFTs are becoming more known, virtual clothing sales have migrated to sales and ownership technology. Recently, there have been pairings with in-real-life versions of the clothing too. New ways to spend money. But why are people spending real money on virtual items? Digital clothing may not have any utility whatsoever, but what real-world utility do artworks of Leonardo da Vinci, or for that matter, retro video games have? These are all collectibles, the beauty and value of which lies in the eye of the beholder. As in the real world, virtual clothing can be a display of glitz, glamour, and bling. Characters in video games and other metaverse platforms can secure bragging rights wearing virtual clothing, either paid for or earned, to separate themselves from the virtual masses wearing less than glamorous clothing and accessories. Virtual clothing is becoming more of a digital asset investment than a fashion investment. It allows buyers not just to own the product, but also the supply chain and sourcing history. Virtual clothes don't wear out, get dirty, or get lost in closets. Virtual apparel allows buyers to trade them for a profit much easier than current second-hand marketplaces, where shipping, packaging, and proving authentication are annoying byproducts of the sale. Both real-life clothing labels and independent designers are catching on to this trend. It's always been possible to purchase virtual clothing and jewelry, but with NFTs' uniqueness, limited editions of virtual clothing can cost huge amounts of money. The boom in virtual clothing will probably accelerate. Watch as the market continues to grow for more elaborate, unique, and custom-ordered virtual clothing and accessories. In the not-too-distant future, designers will be commissioned to create one-of-a-kind NFT fashion pieces on demand and tag their uniqueness with blockchain technology, from people willing to spend huge amounts of money to wear and flaunt these pieces. Virtual clothing in the future will become a multi-dimensional asset, with buyers able to wear and trade virtual clothing in the metaverse and also unlock exclusive access. Think about a Gucci bag that grants you access to a special fashion event, a tour of the factory, a meeting with Gucci execs and insiders. Virtual clothing can also be tokenized in a way that grants buyers voting rights to determine the creative direction of a brand they love. Every gamer says GG at the end of a tough battle, but the real-life road to a good game has just as many thrills, challenges, and adventures. With GG, we're celebrating the gamers who are pushing the status quo and playing to win online and in real life. And that's why we're here putting the spotlight on virtual fashion visionaries who are making a name for themselves as clothing designers in the metaverse. Here, they share how they become entrenched in the world of virtual clothing, where they draw their inspiration, and how real-life fashion trends can influence in-game designs. 13 years ago, 7-year-old C Sapphire started playing Roblox, a simple building block game that has evolved into an expansive virtual universe, where users wield creative control over the games they play and the avatars they create. But after 4 years of using Robux, the virtual currency of Roblox, to customize her character, she was frustrated by the lack of sartorial options. None reflected her personal style. So she did something about it and taught herself how to design her own virtual clothing. Now, C Sapphire, at 20 years old, is one of the most sought-after virtual clothing designers on Roblox, striking partnerships with brands and becoming the first recipient of the British Fashion Council Fashion Award of Metaverse Design. It was personal at first, but she decided to put her clothing on sale to see if people would buy them, and they slowly did. In 2018, she started earning money for the design she uploaded, describing her aesthetic then as casual boho, often drawing inspiration from Tumblr. She's one of the OGs. A lot of designers look up to her because she has been doing it for so long. As one of the firsts, she didn't have access to virtual garment making tutorials and resources that are so prevalent today. It's why C Sapphire says clothing design in Roblox is more popular than ever. While yes, it's easy to discern a bad design, like not adding textures or copying and pasting designs and logos from real-life clothing, she doesn't consider any design as bad because she started where the bad designer started. It's all a learning process, and it's not even hard to learn. You just have to be dedicated. C Sapphire is heralded as something of a virtual apparel designing doyen, and it's evident by the popularity of her designs. Her best-selling outfit to date is an early creation, a gray hoodie with a black bandeau that has seen about 600,000 sales, of which she uploads once or twice a year as the substantial 20-look collections. According to Roblox 2021 report, the top-selling items on the platform last year were dominated by casual wear, which is indicative of how players want to dress their avatars. Fits that mimic real-world clothing. And that's what makes virtual clothing creation so compelling for both new and veteran designers. The vast ocean of inspiration from in-real-life collections that would fit seamlessly in the metaverse, like say H&M's trend-forward spring drop, which features eye-catching highlighter green tie front tops, 90s-style distressed denim, outsized denim jackets, and Y2K-esque crop tops. Nathan Alexander, a 22-year-old virtual clothing designer who's known by his Roblox moniker Dope Sir, takes a similar approach, dropping collections of looks, along with a theme, cover art, and special names. As opposed to uploading one here or there, he likes doing his releases as if it's an actual clothing collection, like he's a designer at New York Fashion Week. It's his creative outlet, a point of pride. He sketches all of his designs using runway photos as a source of inspiration. His aesthetic has always been edgier, more avant-garde. His whole persona on Roblox is this fashion runway witch. My character's skin is green and has neon yellow hair. It's a ridiculous visual, but he loves it. And that's precisely what differentiates the metaverse from real life, and by extension, the clothes in either space. The freedom to wear whatever you want, the freedom to be whoever you want. In Roblox, you can take the fantastical route, or you can simulate reality, and C Sapphire has done both, dreaming of fantasy, sparkly fairy outfits, and designing clothing that reflect her personal style. Right now, she's really obsessed with pink and light colors, and she likes to dress more casually. She named a heart-printed pink sweater dress as her favorite outfit, and an angelic Y2K-themed line as her most beloved collection, a collaboration she did with another Roblox creator. Y2K and 90s are big fashion trends now. Definitely crop tops, low-rise jeans, and a lot of pink. Virtual luxury is really in too, because for some people, they can't buy them in real life, so they want to have them in their virtual avatars. But what's bound to be the next big thing to hit Roblox is the rollout of layered clothing, a 3D modeling technology. It is still in beta mode with a plan to launch in the very near future that will not only mimic the way clothing drapes, but also allow users to layer items on their avatars, empowering them with infinite possibilities and boundless customizable combinations. Virtual artist Hiroto Kai specializes in creating virtual artwork for virtual art collectors. Kai creates NFT art and digital clothing for a virtual world known as Decentraland, a decentralized 3D virtual reality platform that runs on Ethereum blockchain and opened its virtual doors to the public in early 2020. It's a type of metaverse where things are bought and sold using the digital asset token MANA and does not have a central organizing company. Virtual design means endless options. For Kai, making digital art has allowed him to quit his job and focus on the metaverse full-time. He's been painting all his life, but NFTs have been the thing to change the art world for him. The virtual nature of design and creation is something that doesn't have the boundaries of traditional art, which gives him more ways to explore and experiment. He describes making art on his computer as a limitless experience. The things he can create in the metaverse are objects and experiences that we can't yet grasp in the real world. Even his workflow is very fluid. Being on a computer means having all the tools at his disposal. The community feedback means he finds it easier to roll out new creations. As Kai sees it, if he was making this stuff in real life, he simply would not have the ability to do so being one person. He can build a fashion line in a week and can build a town in a month. Artists and designers working in the metaverse are in the perfect position to share some insight into why people are drawn to want virtual things like artwork or fashion, because they can make a more active role in how things are experienced. He thinks people are drawn to digital fashion because of the gaming craze and being able to customize your characters in a different way than before. Usually in a virtual world or a game, you buy the skins or the wearables that the game makes for you. Decentraland has allowed him to build his designs and sell them to in-game players. It's fun to dress up and show off your style in the metaverse, and it shows your status among your friends. The items that are in the metaverse and the money is in the bank. One of the notable aspects of fashion and artwork sold in the metaverse is that some people pay more for things in the virtual world than in real life, which Kai thinks is down to virtual fashion being both limited edition art pieces and pieces that don't undergo wear and tear. When you buy a piece of clothing in real life, the value of the clothing will go down in price the more you wear it. The pieces of clothing are forever. They can be bought and sold and traded for many years to come and passed down. The price that some items fetch in the metaverse is staggering, suggesting value in the eye of the beholder as much as the name of the artist. Some of the clothing in the metaverse is made by extremely famous artists. and only has 10 editions available. There was recently a NASA creation of the moon launch, and I spent $400 on a limited edition jacket. He believes that metaverse wearables will be digital gold. Kai's story shows that the metaverse is an emerging space for artists to innovate in the way they create artworks and potentially find a new and lucrative market. Virtual places like the Decentraland have developed guides to walk artists through the process. And virtual spaces such as Art and Coffee provide places for artists and would-be artists to meet and share their experiences. It's not just artists creating artworks and clothing for the metaverse. Brands are creating their own virtual spaces too, such as skincare brand SK2 City that takes visitors to the virtual streets of Tokyo. Even forward-looking investment firms such as Roundhill Investments are getting in it and developing a metaverse presence. Looks like the only way is up. So, how to sell your virtual fashion? Fashionistas who enjoy designing and making their own clothes will find that the internet allows them to showcase their talents and passion while also selling virtual clothing. To sell virtual fashions, you don't need fabric, a sewing machine, or handwritten patterns. However, you'll still need a solid marketing strategy to find ways to profit from online gamers looking for fashionable clothing, shoes, and accessories to help them express their social status and fashion taste. Determine your target audience. To make sales, you must first identify and understand your target market's virtual fashion needs. Find out what clothing and accessories people who play computer simulation games, use MySpace website pages, or write blogs want for their avatars. Style editors who work for companies that create online and video games are another potential market. Learn how they select designers for their game's clothing and accessories, as well as how they communicate with this audience, such as through corporate email. To find new designers, find which online publications they read. Make a niche for yourself. Virtual fashion designers create either ready-to-wear fashions that customers can purchase from an online catalog, or custom-made clothing and accessories based on the preferences of individual customers. However, to develop a niche, you'll need to establish a reputation for something more specific, such as designing specific types of clothing. For example, you could focus on clubwear, elegant dresses, or t-shirts with memorable images or slogans. Showcase your styles. You must exhibit your fashion designs in an online gallery in order to sell them. Upload your creations to websites like Second Life or Entropia Universe, where people can buy clothing for their virtual avatars. These websites also offer a number of applications to assist you in designing your own clothing lines and making them compatible with the avatars in their online games. Post your teen-oriented clothing and accessories on a website like stardoll.com. Promotion. The sites where you post your designs help people find your clothing line by providing some marketing. Participate in community forums on the websites where you sell your clothes to increase your sales. Do the same on online gaming forums for games that allow players to customize their avatars. In any post you make, always include a link to the site where your virtual fashions can be seen and purchased. To increase the number of people who are interested in your designs, use social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, or a blog. Include images of your fashion line as well as links to where they can purchase it. That's it for this video, Nugget Lover. Remember to subscribe to our channel. And if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you on the next one.